Hello. We're going to look at Lab 2 so you can see how to start this lab. So this lab uses data that we recorded during COVID. So it is in a professor's living room. And so they brought the tracks and the equipment from the laboratory. Anyway, what you're going to be looking at is you're going to try and collect data from this track. Now there are two videos. One is with a flat track, so just on the floor of the apartment. The other video will be on an inclined track, so it's raised up. Okay, so let's see how you're going to collect data for this lab. All right, so when you start the data, you can see the professor's hand come in and give the cart a push. The data lags behind the actual motion of the cart. It takes a few seconds for the computer to catch up, or milliseconds. Anyway, so what we want to do is make sure we have time from when the professor's hand left. So instead of starting data right when the professor's hand leaves, what we're going to do is go to about 0.5 meters. Okay, so right now you can see that the location here, so what the computer is showing you from our detectors, is the position of the cart, the velocity of the cart, and the acceleration of the cart. So 0.458, I wasn't sure that the professor's hand was clear far enough. So let's start around 0.5. So just move your strip until you are at around 0.5. Then bring out your stopwatch, and that's going to be your 0. Okay, so the data you're going to collect right now is a time of 0 and the position, velocity, and acceleration that you see on the screen. So you'll just be able to put those in. Okay, so 0 and position of 0.503 and etc. Notice the acceleration here shows as a negative. So make sure you put the signs in also. Okay, now what I want you to do is collect data for every 10 frames. So you just need to move your slide bar till the frames goes to 10 and collect data again. So there's your next set of data and so on. And so you're going to collect data till you filled out the data table. And then you're going to look at the graphs and answer questions. Now, one thing is that this graph is going to show all three different variables at the same time. So it's going to show the position, the velocity, and the acceleration. And so if you put your cursor over one of the data points, you can see how the blue dot is position, the purple square is the velocity, and the acceleration is the red diamond. Okay, and then you're going to answer questions about that. All right, now when you get to the incline track, you're going to be doing basically the same thing. I've got a suggestion that you start at 1.5 meters. And so when you watch this video, it takes a while for the professor to get in place. And then they push the cart and it goes up the hill and then back down the hill. Okay, so the idea is that you want to have it reach 1.5 meters as it rolls up the ramp. Okay, so again, move your slide bar until your position is 1.5 meters. So you're gonna, takes a while. There it is. Okay, so around there is where you want to start gathering data. And so again, bring out your clock, set that to 0 for the 1.5 meters, And you are going to collect, again, the position, the velocity, the acceleration, and you're going to keep collecting data every 10 frames till the cart has rolled basically up the ramp and then back down to 1.5 meters. Okay, and so that's how you're going to start this one off. And please remember to make sure you're paying attention to negative signs and positive signs. You'll notice the velocity is negative here, but the acceleration is positive. And you need to learn what negative and positive mean in science. And negative doesn't mean a bad thing in science, it just means the other direction. Okay, so in this case, we have the velocity in the negative direction and the acceleration in the positive direction. And yes, that can occur. So you're going to be analyzing that sort of information. Okay, so that's an introduction to this lab.